Hi, I'm Mike Merschel. I'm the books editor for the Dallas Morning News and dallasnews.com. With me is Arnessa Garrett, who is the Collin County editor for the Dallas Morning News and dallasnews.com. There is usually nothing more deadly to see on TV than two editors sitting around talking to each other, but we've got a really special one here for you today. In advance of the release of Go Set a Watchman by Harper Lee, we learned something about our editor here. You have an amazing story to tell about her. Take me back to 2005, was it?
Yes, it was 2005.
Where were you, and what was this idea that you had?
I was working at a newspaper in Lafayette, Louisiana, which is my hometown, and I'd seen an article in Book Magazine, and it mentioned that Harper Lee was living a quiet life in Monroeville, Alabama, and she was always one of my favorite authors. And I mentioned to one of my friends that I would love to go to Monroeville to visit her. And it became sort of a thing. For months upon months, I would say, oh, I really should go to Monroeville and visit her. And finally, my friend Claudia had enough, and she said, we're gonna go. We're gonna plan a trip, we're gonna go on Halloween 2005. And so we decided we were gonna go. Another friend of ours, Marcia, she decided to take the road trip with us, and so we drove 5 hours to Monroeville.
And we should put in context here that Harper Lee, of course, the author of To Kill a Mockingbird, beloved novel, but has a reputation for being a complete recluse, or at least not talking to fans, not talking to journalists, things like this. So what did you expect when you got to Monroeville, and what was there?
Yeah, we totally expected that she would probably call the cops on us, but there was a story there too. You know, if Harper Lee sent you to jail, then that's a story you could tell. But I didn't really know what to expect from the town, and the town people were all very open, very gracious to us. We visited the cemetery where the Harper and Lee families' ancestors were buried. We swung on a tire swing in someone's backyard. We ate at the Mockingbird Grill and other places, and everyone was very, very nice to us, but they also warned us, do not disturb Miss Lee.
And then what happened?
We decided to disturb Miss Lee. Of course, you know, we didn't want to startle her, but we had come all this way, and I just felt I wanted to at least try to meet her, and so we tried to find where she lived, and it turned out it was easier than we thought. She lived with her sister at that time, and their address was in the Monroeville phone book, so we actually just looked up their address and went to the house. It took a while to find, and actually when we were going up to the door, another woman was getting out of her car, and I asked her, do you know Miss Lee? Does Miss Lee live here? And she said, yes, Miss Lee is a friend of mine, come on up. And so this woman, who's a friend of Miss Lee, who I'd sought to meet for so long, knocks on the door, and then Miss Lee opens, and it was just like that.
And what did you talk about?
That's interesting. We didn't talk about much because I was just such in shock, and she really carried the conversation. I mean, she asked us where we were from, and when we told her we were from Louisiana, she asked us if we were affected by the recent hurricanes. She asked us what we saw in the town. She kind of joked with us and said, what other living writer can you just come and bash on the head like this? And, you know, we realized that we were intruding upon her privacy, but she was very kind about it. And as my friend Marcia later said, we were being handled, but we didn't even know we were being handled because she was so very gracious.
That's fantastic. Tell me what it meant. I think the reason why we're talking about this and the reason why people will care about this is that book means so much to so many people. As we're wrapping up here, can you tell me what did the book mean to you? Why did it matter to you that to meet the creator of the book?
I think it's a simple story that you read in childhood, but there are some very serious and important themes in that book, and the way she tackles them through the eyes of a child makes you realize that sometimes in our adult world things get complicated, but if you go back to being true to yourself and having integrity, those were kind of the lessons of To Kill a Mockingbird. So that stuck with me from childhood till today.
It's Fantastic. Arnessa's column will be in the Dallas Morning News on Monday. It'll be visible on dallasnews.com, and we'll have lots of other coverage related to Go Set a Watchman and To Kill a Mockingbird that you'll be able to find there. Thanks so much.